wherever, man. We're live again. Beach City Life, Myriad Live, day 2, final day. Coming closer to the end and, jamming this channel packed with interviews and chats with entrepreneurs. And I have with me one of my local friends from the Gold Coast, Nav. How are you, Nav?
I'm top of the world. I'm excited to be here. I made the Beach City live.
Apparently this is one of his goals in life, is to be on Beach City Live. He's made it, he's done, he's out. No. What have you been doing here at Myriad? What's been happening?
A couple of things. Today I spoke on the startup stage about high school entrepreneurship, because the company I run is in that sphere. As well as that, just really, the quality of speakers is great. But where I find the most value is the corridor conversations. Yeah. So yesterday it was washed out at 12 p.m, but we went on to a restaurant, there's some karaoke involved, met some amazing people who are actually changing the world. Whoa, so really cool. And it's 20 minutes of the conversation before you find out what they do. Just connect on a people-to-people basis. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the collisions here are amazing, and there's a lot of excitement here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Like, it's really cool. I think this being the first Myriad event in Brisbane, a lot of Queenslanders are super excited, but I think not just the Queenslanders, the whole of Australia, and actually people from around the world here too, right?
Yeah, all over. There a bunch of Estonians here, a lot of people from Japan, China, a lot of people from Southeast Asia who have come here because it's like a premier event. Yeah.
And it's easily accessible for them, right? Fly in from Asia, Brisbane's quite accessible, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So tell us about iYouth. What is iYouth?
Sure. So we're an organization that exists to inspire action. It's because when kids are taking action, they're doing things and building their skills, it kicks anxiety and depression in the butt. So we do this through a range of skills, such as how to design apps, how to make websites, graphic design, and those sort of things, as well as soft skills, people-to-people things. So they get the whole rounded experience from data science, 3D printing, to how to network with anybody. You can imagine one's capability grows and their confidence grows at the same time.
Yeah, confidence is big, right? Confidence is a big deal. So, we're talking about Myriad and whatnot, but being from the Gold Coast, do you have a favourite place that you like to hang out and be inspired?
A favourite place where I like to hang out and be inspired.
Is it a beach? Is it a cafe? Is it uni? Like you're from Bonn, so I don't know.
I'd say the place I'm most inspired are networking events. So, to be honest, places like Silicon Beach. I go there and I don't eat because I'm just talking to people the entire time. To hear that in the news, you just hear the glossy stuff. When people tell you the challenge and how you faced it, you can connect to them and be like, wow, I'm going through that too, I can make it through that too. Yeah. And
what about getting clarity of mind? How do you get that? Like, do you run? Do you cycle? Do you read? Do you listen to music? How do you balance life?
Sure. So I play the guitar. I used to be a teacher and I absolutely love doing that. And take my dog for a walk in the greenery.
Yeah. Okay. So in the hinterland.
Yes. That's very nice.
You don't get down to the beach much?
I get down to the beach, but in Burleigh on James Street, I always end up in the music store. Yeah, I used to be a teacher there for the tabla Indian drums, and eat some lasagna from Govinda's, go down to the beach.
Oh, Govinda's, awesome. I love Govinda's.
I just know that if I go to Burleigh, it's like a whole day commitment. And for me, taking a day off is guilty.
Guilty? Why do you feel guilty?
Because I'm so fortunate to be in this society where I have opportunity to change the world. I have friends who are not, so I need to make the most of it.
Yeah. Cool. Well, good on you, Nav, for feeling guilty. I don't feel guilty when I go to the beach. Man, I know, that's me time. Bring it. I need it.
Yeah, I mean, the issue we're tackling is mental health through tech skills. So the faster we hustle, the faster we can make a difference. And because I used to be that one in four.
Do you think we've really adopted that word hustle, like in Queensland? I tend to feel like it's been borrowed from or inherited from overseas a little bit, and I feel like my team, where I work at my agency, definitely have adopted it. But sometimes I meet people that are just a little bit like, I'll get to that. What's your general feeling?
Can you rephrase the question?
Are we hustling? Is everybody hustling, or is it just you and I?
My friend, I think at least from the communities I've been around, hustling happens in sprints. So there'll be a lot of momentum. The key is to how do you sustain that momentum. And I've been a trap for that as well. Like, my team went from 1 to like 5 in a week after I pitched at a demo night. And it's taken me a long time to learn how to sustain that momentum and sustain that hustle. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's ups and downs, right? You can't be sprinting all the time, right? You just
Yeah.
the lactic acid burns out, burns everything. Yeah, you got to do it in small sprints, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting though. Let's say a big project or something, the team rallies around. Like last year, we organized a national tour in 4 weeks, right? Somebody else pulled out of a contract, so we went, you know what, we're upping the game in 4 weeks. And our whole team rallied around and made it happen. Had clients like ANZ and Westpac in that time frame. And then afterwards, it was like back to not as much. So creating those moments of momentum, inspiring people, it needs to be done.
Awesome, Nav, mate. That's some great advice, man. If you could, how long have you been doing this for?
By myself, 4 years. With a team, 2.
All right. So if you could give yourself a phone call maybe 5 years ago and give yourself a piece of advice about life or business, what would that be? He's going deep. He's going deep.
Sure. Here's the thing, right? Whenever I meet somebody, I have like this mission to be an explosion of positive energy, right? And a lot of people can't deal with that, right? Is it a team or something like that? I just want to be excited and lift the energy of the room. Does that make sense?
When I first met Nav, I'd been running a podcast series, and he came up to me and said, "You're Chris Hogan. I feel like I need to get your autograph." And I was like, this is a super positive dude I didn't know. And I was like, what? But it gave me goosebumps. I just got goosebumps, And I was like, you're the first person to ever probably say that to me. And I'll remember that for the rest of my life. So, man, keep on being positive. I think it's awesome.
Thanks,
and it's attractive. It's so attractive. So, man, rock on. Keep being positive, people. Share this out and keep watching on facebook.com/Beach City Life. You'll absolutely love these conversations we're having. I know I am. Cheers.